Hello fellow YouTubers and paranormalers, and welcome to this channel. I'm in a different environment. I'm not in my vehicle. Yeah, I thought I'd just change things up a little bit because I seem to do an awful lot of vlogging and such like in my car when I'm travelling from one place to another. So a subject today, okay. And there's going to be, I think, a little bit of psychology with this, and it is a subject that I have actually touched on before. But having, I follow quite a lot of other people on YouTube and Twitter and such like, and Facebook, other paranormal groups, and there is a common thing that keeps happening, or that keeps reoccurring all the time. I did in fact a whole bunch of sessions yesterday, trying out various different things, and I keep coming back to this: why spirits, or whoever it is we're talking to, why they keep asking for help. We get "help me," "I need help." The word help comes up quite a lot, and it will come up in different voices as well. I recently did a session with the PSB box, and I did it for I think it was about 20 minutes, and I would say in amongst that 20 minutes, the word help and "help me," "I need help" came up probably half a dozen times, and they were different voices. They were different sounds and different vocal. Some of them came through really, really strong, and some were just barely discernible in the background and needed to be, the volume increased and such like. I'm still at a quandary. It's one of those things that keeps going round and round and round my head all the time about, because this was prompted actually because I watched a couple of videos from a couple of other paranormal groups, and they said the same thing as I do. I always say, "How can I help you?" It's kind of a natural thing to say when anyone says, "I need your help, help me," or just says help. Then the normal human reaction is to just say, "How can I help you? What help do you need?" And just like I get, and a load of other people get, is no response, no comeback at all. I do sometimes wonder what we can do about this. It's a quandary that goes round and round in my head all the time, where I just keep thinking, how can I help you? What can I do? As a paranormaler, we sort of make an assumption that these spirits are sort of wandering around maybe. We don't know whether they're asking for help because of the state that they were in before they passed away. Were they ill? Were they being held captive? Were they struggling? Were they suffocating? Were they in some sort of psychological trauma? We don't really know. And please, anyone that can come forward and give any insight and light on this, would be absolutely amazing. But yeah, I've yet to actually find anyone who's come up with a definitive, if you hear help or help me or whatever, this is what they're actually asking for, because I don't think we really truly know. As I've mentioned in videos before, from a psychological point of view, sometimes we have to think like a human. I think we have to, as a human, if a child is saying "help me" or "I need help," they don't always know how to respond, unless it's they've fallen over and hurt their knee, or they've just cut themselves, or they've just burnt themselves or something. We instinctively know as humans or parents what to do, to help them, comfort them, make them feel better, put a plaster on, the burn, or clean the cut and then put a plaster on there. you know, we sort of have responses to things, and if there's a more deeper thing, like a psychological call for help, so, you know, somebody is depressed, or somebody's suicidal, or needs help in any of those kind of ways, then, you know, again, as humans, not everyone is a psychologist, but as humans, we kind of know about emotional, you know, being able to please people and respond to people and communicate with people in such a way that they feel better. With spirit, it's entities, whatever it is we're talking to, I believe is just different. We you know, as I say, I think there's two things. Okay, let me go back to what I was saying earlier. I think there's two things. I think one, we could be dealing with a spirit that is asking for help because maybe they are stuck. You know, they're stuck in this repetitive situation for them, or this level for them, where they needed help when they were a human, and they still believe they need help as a human. I think that's where a lot of it comes from. I have had specific help requests where people are, you know, where spirit has said, I need to go to the light. I want the light. I want to find the light, or help me find the light. You know, that's fairly specific. And so, in that case, I believe that these are intelligent spirits that realize that they are in the spirit world, but are somehow stuck. You know, they are stuck or held, or they just can't find their way. I mean, I think of it as likening it to someone who can't read maps or doesn't have a sense of direction. I believe that to be a very similar situation that potentially these spirits are in. You know, they're stuck somewhere that they have no idea. You know, they don't know where north is, they don't know where east, south or west is. Potentially they can't see the sun rising, they can't see the stars, they can't see the moon, or they don't know how to track, you know, or they don't even know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. You know, on a basic level. That could be another reason why they're asking for help, or they're asking for the light, because they need a bit of guidance. And also, from a psychological point of view, we have to remember that even as humans, people can become very isolated. You know, even people who appear to have a lot of people around them, family, friends, work colleagues, you know, neighbours, whatever, you know, people can actually be quite isolated and feel alone and lost. I believe that we also need to bear that in mind when we're dealing with spirit that keeps asking about, you know, for help. They're my thoughts. Whether they make sense or not, I don't really know. Kind of on my journey of discovery over the decades that I've been investigating paranormal and researching and listening to other people's experiences and reading about things. I mean, these are just things that I have picked up and learned over the years. There's very few people I find in the paranormal world that can actually think along those kind of lines. You know, it's all about equipment and video cameras and TV shows and being popular and, oh, look at what I can do, and it's full of people like that, unfortunately. But you can't have a serious, intelligent conversation with them about this kind of thing, which I think, you know, needs to be discussed, really. So anyway, I thought, change of scene, maybe a change of subject as well, and hopefully this will be a little bit different than my normal videos. I will probably still do my videos in the car, because I find it quite, I think a lot when I'm driving, I think a lot when I'm walking. The problem with walking is, you know, if you're holding a camera, you just get some very strange looks and stuff from people, and I feel a little bit uncomfortable doing that, although I could go somewhere where there isn't anybody, of course. Yeah, I thought I'd just try this and see how it goes. Look forward to your feedback. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you again soon in another video.